Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Why Are You an Entrepreneur? The Trials and Triumphs. I'm Maureen Edwards with 8 Simple Steps. And for those of you tuning in weekly, or if you're just watching the replay, quick recap. The reason I do this is for business owners to understand you are not alone in your journey. And I bring you rock star entrepreneurs having rock star conversations with me to share best practices, words of wisdom, some inspiration. They are moving, shaking, making things happen. And I guarantee you'll walk out with at least one nugget that you can go ahead and use in your business. So tonight's no exception. I have the amazing, I want to say Lady Lillie West. She is the CEO and founder of Dream Vacations by Lillie West Associates. But Lady Lillie, welcome to the stage. I am so glad you're here tonight.
Oh, Maureen, you just don't know. I am so happy to be here. I'm so proud to have been chosen as one of your rock stars because you are truly the coach of coaches. Because I have learned from you, and I count it a privilege to be tonight with your community.
Oh, well, thank you so much. But I know that you are going to be sharing things that, business people need to hear out there. And I always start out with the first question, which is, why are you an entrepreneur? Because this journey is really hard and it can be really long. So why have you decided to take this on?
Well, the two words you used right there, long and hard, but that's what it's all about. I mean, we work long and hard for other people, so why not for ourselves? And seems like all my life I don't want to use the word control, but that's really what it is, of my time, my earning power. And so for a very long time, I have my own business and really be an entrepreneur that serves the people. And, this seemed like a very good opportunity for me to do that. So I've been working on some kind of business for many years. It seems like now I finally found where I need to be.
I love that. And I think you kind of hit it, is controlling your destiny, and if you're going to make everybody else rich working hard, you might as well make yourself rich, right? And serve the people and make an impact out there. So I think that's really important for the people to understand. And you kind of have to take the leap. But I know that you came from a corporate background, working for all those people out there. And so can you tell us, that transition, and what was the hardest part going from corporate to business owner?
Well, coming to a business owner full time, I've been part-time for many years, but it was kind of like just playing at it. I knew that I always had the corporate job to go back to. And so, I was really playing at being an entrepreneur. But when the time came for them to retire me unexpectedly, and I won't even go into the details. It's enough to just say that, to be retired unexpectedly. I just decided that I needed to pivot and do something. And I have been working in the travel industry as an entrepreneur and an owner for, about 10 years, but didn't really have my own franchise. So I just felt like that was time for me to pivot to that plan B, because why not? It was time to make that big decision.
And I think a lot of people have been retired, if you want to call it, this isn't by choice. Sometimes you have to dive full force into this. And I have people who never expected to be doing this, but they've been kicking and screaming and going, I'm in a situation, like I got to make a living. And you have a passion for traveling. So was this easy for you to transition?
It was easy to make the decision of what to do because of the fact that I have a passion for travel. Ever since a little girl, when my grandmother first took me on the Greyhound bus, I decided that this is something I want to look into also. I didn't necessarily want to be a Greyhound bus driver, but I wanted to find out how people made the decision to travel. So that's what really sparked my interest. But I counted to my granny. She's the one who started me out. And then my mom, who was also a traveler, she introduced me to cruising, and after that, it was nonstop. I wanted to
Wow.
really do business.
I think you said something important for all of those people out there. If you are trying to pursue entrepreneurship, but you're not quite sure what to do, follow what you love. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's truly what you're saying is I had a passion for this. Can I make an income and help people doing it? And I think some people struggle with what am I going to do? But you just told them where to
Mm-hmm.
look, you know?
That is so true, Maureen, because I think serving people and knowing that I can connect them and help them to have memories that they'll never forget. Some people go on trips that may be the trip of a lifetime, or it may be a family reunion. I'm helping a family now do a December group cruise, and some of them have never gone out of Ohio. They've never left Ohio. So I feel it a privilege to be able to help them to do something like this so that their families can make these memories. And I think that's very key. Entrepreneurs, it can't all be about you. You have to realize that in order to really make it and to be successful, you have to be willing to give back and you have to serve people. I know people don't like to hear that word, but that's what I feel like that I do. I actually serve people.
And that's another, like I said to everybody here, if you're going to walk away with words of wisdom, Lillie's giving them to you right now because I think people go into it going, all right, I'm going to get rich at this. I'm going to make my own schedule. But they forget about their customer, and the customer is the one that keeps you in business. So it's about their experience. It's about the trust in you.
Mm.
And if that's not there, then there's no company. So I think the mindset has to be about the customer, which is what you're saying out there. So I would like to know what has been the greatest challenge.
Exactly. And I mean, that's how it was like with you and I. We connected with the other, and the other and in a different time. But when I really got to know you was when I accepted the fact that you were a person who cared about me and you cared about my company and it cared about my success. And that's what entrepreneurs have to realize that whatever it is that you decide that you want to do, you have to make sure that you're helping people and that you're getting to the point where you forget about the fact that, oh yeah, I'm going to make some money. But in addition to that, I want to be able to help someone.
I'm going to make an impact while making an income doing it and loving every minute. That's really
I
it.
like that. I'm writing that down. Impact and income. Yes.
All right. So tell me what's been the greatest challenge being an entrepreneur?
I think for me, the greatest challenge has been before I actually made the pivot, it was time. And the fact that I was trying to work on the corporate job and do my part-time. And the challenge was, how do I separate the two so that I can have time for both? And then once I made the pivot, it became, I feel like I was sort of, I don't even know how to put this, Maureen, but I was spoiled in the corporate world because I could go to IT, I could go to HR, I could go to, if I needed a tablet or ink pens or whatever, I just go to the person that orders the office supplies.
Right.
But beyond that, I mean, even bigger than that, some of my IT issues, now I got to be the one to call up and find out and have someone walk me through how to set up my new supplier program or to fix my computer if something goes wrong with my computer. So that's been the biggest challenge that I've had as an entrepreneur after the pivot. That now it's all in one. I'm it.
That's, I think, what a lot of us have a challenge with. We wear all the hats, and sometimes we don't have any money to bring somebody else in, yet it is more cost effective if you do. And
Right.
Identify what you really can't do and go, you know what, this is
Exactly.
not for me. I have to come up with funds to find somebody to help me with this, or things aren't going to move forward. And I think that's
Yeah.
where people get stuck. You're like, I'll do it
mm,
all. I'll do it all, even though it takes me years to figure it out. And I'm like, don't. But you're right.
mm.
We have to juggle like all the time. And I think that's hard. So tell me how you work through that. So you're on your own with stuff. How are you working through those challenges?
Right. Well, one of the things that I love about the travel company that I'm with, I have what they call a host agency. So there are hundreds of other agents that I can go to, and for a monthly fee, we actually get IT help and HR help and PR help and even marketing help. So I have a support system that I can to when I have issues, and I don't have to feel like I'm out there all by myself. Even with destinations, if I have a client that asks me about a destination that I haven't personally traveled to, trust me, someone in my community has. So all I have to do is go to them and find out who it is and have a conversation with that person, and then I can get updated on that particular destination.
Well, you
So
said something important
that's how
here.
I've really without that host
Well,
agency, I wouldn't be able. I would feel really out there all by myself. But now with that host
and
agency, I feel like I have people that will support me.
and that I love because
Am I
people,
coming in
most people,
okay, Maureen?
you're a little bit in and out, but I can make through, I can get through it. Um, but I think
Okay.
most people don't
Okay.
have that luxury, Lillie. What you have is a luxury. So for people, the word
Mm-hmm.
community is really important that you said.
Mm-hmm.
It's like find a tribe, find a community that could help you work through, because I think you're really lucky to
Mm-hmm.
have all of that at your disposal. Like most entrepreneurs
Right.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's important for people to understand. And if you don't have it, you got to go find a community to help you.
Definitely, definitely. You can't be out there all by yourself. Even with your when you're working, you're an entrepreneur. A lot of us are working from home. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just take my computer and everything and I go to another site, a hotel or whatever, so that I can see people, talk to other people, and actually be around other people so that you don't feel all alone. So keep that in mind.
That's a great piece of advice, because you're right. We're all stuck in sweatpants in our basement and isolated, and we don't see anybody. And it's like, why am I doing this? Especially if you've worked in a job where you had an office and all these colleagues and friends, and now all of a sudden it's you.
Right. Yes.
It's totally you. So I want to know, so
Mhm.
far, I asked about challenges, but I want to know what the greatest success for you has been.
The greatest success for me has been the fact that I can now do what I need to do without asking someone, can I take the time off? So when I there was a time when I had to turn people down because I didn't feel like I had the time to actually curate the trips that they needed or find the destinations that were the best for them. So now I have the time to do that. And I think so. The greatest success that I think I've had so far is the people that I have served that have said that, you did really good with that, Lillie. And I feel good about it when people, when I get that feedback from them. So I think that's been my greatest success, getting that time to do what I feel like I was called to do, to serve people and really do it in an excellent way.
So, how do you find your customers? I mean, we all have challenges as to how do we reach that ideal audience. Can you share maybe some marketing strategies that you're using that's helping you reach the people who are your ideal travelers out there?
It's funny that people tell you that Facebook is going down, but that's the biggest one for me, the biggest social media outlet. I have found that when I post on Facebook any kind of anything about travel, I get the most exposure. I get the most engagement. People love seeing things that you've done, and that gives them some ideas of what's possible for them. Or it lets them know, puts back in their mind that, oh, that's right. We want to take this trip. We need to call Lillie and find out, how she can help us. So that Facebook has been the biggest lead for me, although I am looking into some other things because I really like to build my YouTube channel. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm missing out on Instagram because Instagram is pictures and travel is all about pictures. So I'm trying to build those two as well.
I think you're absolutely right on Instagram because I see a lot of travel and luxury and it's very visual. So definitely that would be a platform that would complement Facebook for you. But I have seen some of your Facebook posts because they show up in my feed. And one of the things I love about what you're posting is it's authentic. It's like about you and your trips and your experience. And yeah, you'll throw some information in there about like the hottest things going on and there's some content,
Mm-hmm.
but people want to see you. And that's, I think, the greatest success people have on Facebook is when it's about you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do a good
I
job
really
with that.
enjoy it. I really like to do that. Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah.
try.
And I think that's important because, people want authenticity and they don't want like perfection, like us on here tonight. Yeah, we're just having a conversation, but at the end of the day, they want to know who you are. And I think that's where that connection in social media comes. And I think people get very formal on it and it may not work as well for them, So
Well,
I think you
it's
do a great
fun.
job.
I'm in a fun industry.
Oh, yeah.
Travel. I mean, you can go from Alaska to Hawaii and every place in between with the snow and then go with the palm trees. So and then pull out your history book and just point to a page and say, I want to go to Pompeii this month. So it's like, and it's fun. So I don't know very many industries that are out there that you can really say that I'm in a fun industry. It's just, it's all about fun. Yeah, we have some situations, we have some moments, but travel is all about fun and helping other people to have fun.
Yeah, you are in an industry that is more fun than some of us. I love everything I do, but I could see you're more in the luxury stuff. You get to take great trips. I don't get that about luxury. So I'd like to know, is there something that you would do different? Looking back with this company, starting this, is there something that you would say to people out there that you made a mistake on and you would do it differently?
Definitely. I would have done it earlier. Uh, there was a time when I said, okay, I'm going to go full time with my travel and I'm going to do the best that I can and see what happens. But, corporate pulled me back in. Someone offered me a job, and I just said, okay, I'll put that aside again. But I really wish that I had done it earlier because even when my son was younger, I used to do the trips for the Cub Scout. I would do the bus trip. And I really enjoyed that, and I should have continued from there and just gotten into really kept my travel company going and really built it from that point. Because I knew that's what I really wanted to do, but I kept putting it off. And I said, yeah, I'll keep this corporate job because I really like accounting too. So, but now I'll help people with accounting, but I'm a travel girl.
Yeah. But I think it's not only does corporate pull us back because it's comfortable, it's less risky, and taking risks is hard. And I think it's fear. We're like fearful. And until we truly believe in ourselves and we say, you know what, I gotta go for this. Even if you make a mistake or it didn't work out, think
Yeah.
about the growth. I mean, think about how much you
Mm-hmm.
have grown as an entrepreneur since I even met you, what, like 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
huge, huge growth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For
I,
sure, because up until November of last year, I still was not a franchise owner. I was still a consultant for someone else. So I had, even after the unexpected retirement, I didn't take the leap right away into my own franchise. I took a year to make that decision. And so you're right, it was still a little bit of fear in there, still a little bit, can I really do this? And some of it was, you did this for how many years and you still don't really have a big email list. So what do you think you're going to do? But, when I thought about it for that year and I decided that I wanted to do it, go all the way and really buy the franchise and do what I needed to do to build Lillie West and Associates as opposed to someone else's associates, which is what I was doing in corporate. So I had
so
kind
what
of
was
backtracked to that.
so what was the deciding factor on that, Lillie? Was there an aha moment that you said, I'm going to buy my own?
I think the deciding factor was just simply when I prayed about it and I thought about I made a little list that said the pros and the cons, and it became evident that there weren't that many cons anymore because it's an industry that I had been working in for 30 something, 40 something years. So I know the industry, people know me in the industry. I have a great support system because even with the franchise I was working under as a consultant, they were with the same headquarters, the same host agency. So I knew all the people there. So the cons were like, two or three things over there. And what are you worried about that stuff for? First of all, it was money. I made sure I got the money. Then it became, okay, yeah, you don't have an email, but you know some people. You have social media. You can do something with that. And then you came along. So, because last year I met up with you and I did some training with you for marketing. I did training with some of the suppliers. I really built up on the certification side. And then, of course, the PR came up with the magazines and all of that. And I just felt like you have no reason to say no to yourself. And that's really what was happening. I was saying no to me into what I really wanted to do. And there was really no reason for me to do that. So the deciding factor became the pros outweighing the cons later. Do this.
It's no excuses, and I love the fact that you did the pros, you did the cons. But I want people to understand, when you first start, nobody has an email list, Lillie. Like, that should never be like one of those obstacles where you go, oh, I have no email list, I can't start a business, because nobody has one. And it takes time, it takes diligence, it takes creativity to build it up. So for everybody out there, if you don't have a list, it's okay. Please take the leap, because it's living proof right now that Lillie's just killing it and she had no list. Just saying. Just saying. So I would like you to tell everybody out there, what makes Lillie different in this industry than somebody else that I could choose?
I think my biggest difference is that accounting background because I understand numbers and I'm not afraid of numbers. And the other thing is a lot of agents can make things easier and more convenient for you, but I can show you how to take a trip and make it a voluntourism trip, for instance. Um, Meaning part of that trip could be tax deductible, depending on how you do it. I could take a family reunion and make sure that everyone in that family reunion is aware of the fact that this is what's going to happen on your trip, because I'm a writer. So I love doing newsletters. A lot of agents don't do newsletters. So I give a lot of information up front. That makes me different. And I like to serve. That is my gift from God, is being a server. I'm a missionary. I've been on 20 something, 30 something mission trips. So I love to serve. So making you happy, making sure that you get what you want for your ideal adventure is what my job is. My job is not to make me money, money, money. My job is to make Maureen and his family happy with the trip that I'm going to curate for them. And I think all of that together makes me different from other agents.
The other thing is, you and I have worked together about niching your audience, like really honing in on a specific group. It could be a pain point, an industry, and anything. And one of the things, like when you show up, I see it's all very cruise related. Like you could be doing, a million different types of vacations, but I noticed that you're very specialized as the go-to authority in cruises. And I love how you really have honed your messaging in there, because I'm all about messaging. You and I, we go back. And you could have put yourself all over the place, and I'm sure you can handle travel for anything, but you really are the cruise guru here. And so kudos to you for niching it. It was smart.
Thank you. Thank you. I do. I can, as you said, I can do travel anywhere with anything, but I have 80 something cruises under my belt, and that is really where my heart is. But if you want to do a safari to Africa, I can help you with that too. We just might need to include a river cruise in with that that safari.
And I think that's a big differentiator, Lillie, is you have traveled firsthand and know exactly what to expect. I mean, some people may love travel, but haven't traveled as much as you to get a good idea of the experiences that people would really love. And so I think that's great. So one last word of wisdom to people out there who are entrepreneurs, either they're just starting or, they're chugging along. What would you say to them?
I would say, if you feel in your heart that this is something that you really and truly want to do, then you need to just go on and do it. And that's it.
Good
Don't wait.
advice.
Don't talk to Uncle Joe. Just go on and do it.
So Lillie, can you tell everybody out there that if they want to book their next cruise adventure, how they can get a hold of you?
Yes, you can go to my website, which is Travel with Lady Lillie, LILLIE.com. Travelwithladielillie.com, or check my social media, which is I Love Cruising. Love is spelled LUV. And I have special gifts there for your community on my IG um, link, not LinkedIn, Linktree. On
Oh,
the link
okay.
tree in my IG, I have some special.
Awesome. So everybody go to Lillie's Instagram. You'll be getting maybe some special gifts out there. So Lillie, I am hoping that you're going to be coming back and letting people know that, your business has grown so substantially that you've done like 10,000 cruises for people. I think you're on your way.
Wonderful. I hope so, Maureen. And I really, really thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. All right, everybody, that wraps up another Rockstar conversation with another Rockstar entrepreneur. I hope you have picked up some best practices, some inspiration, so that you can just go back to enjoying the entrepreneurial journey. Now, I have a few changes that'll be coming up with the show that I do want to share with you. First up, I have 4 more spaces for the end of the year. So if you want to book the opportunity for us to have this conversation, please reach out to me to 8simplesteps.net or directly on my socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Send me a quick DM and let me know if you would like to elevate your authority and help others along the way. Get your brand out there, talk about who you serve and how you can change their life. You've got an audience out there. They want to hear from you, and you got a story to tell them. Now, the big news is going into 2024, we're not going to be doing this 4 times a month. I've stretched myself a little thin with everything else going on, and as entrepreneurs, we have to look at how we can streamline a few things. So my show will be going to once a month, which means there are only 12 slots left. That's it for 2024. So if you'd like to have this conversation and get your business out there, you better reach out to me or your place will be gone. Now, for everybody out there, if you are doing a lot of marketing, you've got a strong online presence, you're doing emails, you may even have a podcast and you are still not converting customers, you don't have a marketing problem, you've got a messaging problem. So let's talk. We can turn that around much faster than you realize. All right, everybody, we are out of here tonight, and I want to say thank you, and thank you, Lillie, to you as well. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Maureen.